literature and writing, and she works diligently to integrate all the subjects. Not only does Cheri lead professional pursuits in her school, district, and region, she also participates in many professional pursuits such as the Oregon Writing Project and the Eastern Oregon STEM Hub Grant. She inspires her students through project-based learning opportunities and instills wonderment in her students through very hot questions. Anybody know what HOT stands for? You got it. Next up on Cheri's professional development journey would be OCTM board, ODE, and workshop professional development. Cheri and I first became acquainted through our service work on the board for Oregon Council of Teachers of Mathematics. Cheri has served on the board as an area rep, OML co-chair, PDC member, TOMT editor, and workshop presenter. For ODE, she's done scoring guide training, instructional materials adoption, and much, much more. Cheri's involvement in the alphabet soup of math education organizations and activities, which include OCTM, NCTM, NCSM, TOMT, OML, STEM, and NWMC, are not haphazard and unfocused. Indeed, her involvement in all of these various organizations with acronyms containing the letter M create a highly connected, integrated involvement that serves Oregon's K-12 students and K-12 teachers. In short, she devotes much time to growing herself and growing her students and growing her peers. By the way, her involvement at the state level requires more numbers. From Ontario to Salem is 413 miles. Or if Cheri starts at her home in Weiser, it is 415 miles. Now keep in mind, please, that that's one way. From the Gem State to the Beaver State. From one time zone to a different time zone. This is commitment. This is dedication. This is professional development. This is nuts. But this involvement coalesces into a single, beautiful, thoughtful teacher person. Then there's the conference planner professional development. Cheri and I cemented our professional collaborations as coordinators of two conferences, the annual Oregon Math Leaders Conference and the triennial Inquiry Outside the Cube Conference. Much professional growth takes place planning a conference that meets the needs of K-12 math and science teachers from all corners of Oregon, figuring out how to help others be the best math or science teacher possible. Now, on a related note, as a conference organizer, you always appreciate those folks who can offer presentations on a variety of levels and topics, and who can also step in to fill a time slot or to be a replacement presenter for those odd times when a program suddenly has a hole caused by a cancellation. This year's OML co-chairs can relate to this. Cheri is that go-to person for conference chairs who are lucky enough to know of her tremendous skill set. Cheri, as a chicks from the sticks, is a rock star. Then there is the carpool professional development. Much of our individual professional growth takes place every time we carpool to an OCTM board meeting and or to a math conference. A Chicks from the Sticks road trip focused on figuring out how to be the best math teachers possible. There is nothing like getting like-minded teachers together in a very confined environment, hurtling down the freeway at 70+ miles per hour, sharing stories, ideas, solutions, personal pain, and updates on remodeling. The mouths are going faster than the vehicles. And this is our brain food. Then there's the TOMT professional development. As mentioned, Cheri devotes much time to growing herself and growing her students. Cheri's latest endeavor is as the new co-editor, along with Marie Kramer, of the Oregon Mathematics Teacher, a journal judged the best in the nation by NCTM, not once, but twice. Under Cheri's and Marie's leadership, I have no doubt that there will be another first place award when OCTM and TOMS become eligible again in, I think it's 2020. Then there's the Presidential Awards for the Excellence in Math Science Teaching Professional Development. The last of these forms of professional development is a PD that you have to apply for, as you've heard. So why would a person consider applying for the Presidential Awards for the Excellence in Math and Science Teaching? Is it for the money? Is it for the free trip for two to Washington, D.C. for a week? Or is it for the professional growth opportunity? The application process is grueling, time-consuming, and gut-wrenching. So a person must be motivated not for the money or the trip to DC, but for other reasons. A potential candidate can begin to see the application process as a metric. Is the applicant practicing high-quality teaching of mathematics appropriate for the grade level? Is the applicant teaching to students in ways that not only make sense to them, but also are foundational for continued study? Does the applicant implement the best instructional practices and strategies? Does the applicant teach effectively to the identified CCSS standards? Does the applicant use boatloads of available assessment methods to evaluate, monitor, and improve where each student is on the learning continuum? Is the applicant a reflective practitioner of the art and science of teaching? Is the applicant involved at the school, district, state, region, and national level? The presidential application process is not for the faint of heart or the fly-by-night fly. Cheri Clausen is not faint of heart, nor are the other state finalists here tonight. They have accepted this gigantic challenge to reflect on and improve their own teaching so that their students learn mathematics deeply and well, and so that the rest of us are inspired. So, in case you can't read it, it says, Oregon math leaders have a desire to inspire. Cheri Clausen is a very deserving state finalist. She is an excellent teacher with a capital T. Her professional activities in service to math education at the local, regional, and state levels are models for those of us who are lucky enough to call her friend. And I am honored to present Cheri Clausen as a state finalist for the Presidential Award for the Excellence in Math and Science Teaching. She is a gem from the Gem State, and Oregon's Beaver State is very lucky to have her.
Thank you, Patty. My husband says he would like to have married half the woman that Patty says I am. That's true. And I was counting on Patty to boost me up because I went through this process and it was grueling. It was rewarding, but I still felt like, what can I say to people? I go to work, okay, well, first I better just tell you, I've been teaching for 35 years. This is where you're supposed to act surprised. So you would think that I would have it figured out by now, but I don't, and I get frustrated at that. I think, why don't I feel more confident? Why do I feel like I don't know what I'm doing some days. Some years I feel like I'm just filled with more self-doubt than the year before. So I don't know what kind of inspiring message you're going to take from that. But I finally just had to tell myself, it's okay because it means that I am reflecting and I am recognizing that our kids are changing every year and we have new challenges every year and some of it is not a challenge, but we're getting more gifts. We're getting, I'm thinking about technology, we're getting more opportunities. And so I think it's okay that I still participate in professional development. I'm kind of a workshop junkie, I guess. And I guess if there is a message, I would just say yes, reflect on your teaching, whether you decide to go through this process or not. I talked in the Share Your Information group today, and I said, even if you just videotape yourself and take a look at that, it's kind of eye-opening in a way. I know what I should be doing sometimes, and I plan what I should be doing, but then what I actually do is not is not the same thing. And so maybe we just need to have more confidence sometimes and realize that in some ways we do know what we're talking about. We need some support, but that doesn't always come from the textbook. It doesn't always come even from our administration. So I guess, I don't know. Feel confident. And thank you again, Patty, for nominating me, and for everyone who gave me the encouragement to go through the process. Steve for helping me brainstorm in the beginning and for propping me up once in a while. Marie for helping with some of the editing in the application, and I apologize if I'm forgetting people. Molly encouraged me in the beginning to go ahead with the application process. My husband for letting my life be hijacked for a while and telling me now that it's so nice to see me sit on the couch without a computer in my lap. But thank you to OML too for being my family, because my husband couldn't be here tonight. He had a little lawn mowing accident, but he's okay. Okay, thank you.